From disaster to delight, a window that looked to be a mockery of Spurs with the Eze and Gibbs-White fiascos has turned out to be a potential all-timer. I don't want to hear any of this, oh, Frank was at back, if results don't tend to go our way in a couple of months. Of course, you always want more, but I think some of these recruits have been absolutely fantastic, and the weakest thing for us was actually selling players. I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. We're going to break this down. It's easy to forget the permanent transfers of Danso and Tell in this summer window. The former has proven himself to be reliable, competent when called upon. Everyone loves Danso. As for Tell, he was in a struggling Spurs side last year. He was adored at Bayern. I think fans just need to be a little bit more patient with him. There is a player there. Kudus is the sort of player that Tottenham missed for a very long time. You know, the sort of player that gets you out of your seat. He's very good at beating a man. He's settled so well. Probably the brightest spark in that team. Palhinha was a player I really wanted this summer, and I'm so happy he's here. He was exposed against Bournemouth, but that City game was prime Palhinha. And, you know, everywhere on the pitch, a key component of that midfield. I so hope we make this one permanent. You haven't forgotten Kota Takai, have you? It's early days, very raw, but clearly a talent. You know, there's a reason why Vuskovic has been loaned out ahead of him, and Phillips and Dorrington as well. He's probably behind the pecking order with Dragusin, but there clearly is a reason why he stayed at the club, and I expect to see him involved a little bit. These signings are inevitable, really. Xavi Simons, the perfect player to take Sonny's number 7, a superstar signing. When was the last time Tottenham made one of them? We needed this after Eze and Gibbs-White, and finally some healthy competition for when the likes of Maddison come back, and it opens up that conversation about looking beyond Maddison, which I think we really should start doing. Randall Kolo Muani, I had my doubts, but he fits that mould of what we need. You know, with Solanke out as well, he creates healthy competition for Richarlison. Hit some healthy numbers at Juve last year, although his best season was about 2-3 seasons ago at Frankfurt. On top of that, it's risk-free, you know, no buy option. I think that works perfectly. On top of that, Harry Kane available next summer, I hear you say. More signings make this window better. You run the risk of panicking when you're being linked with players. You know, Savinho, all the reports. I think we wasted a lot of the window going for him when it was clear that the City didn't want to sell. Lookman, listen, if he's not the one, he's not the one. We leave it and we move on. It's very likely that we make some signings in January anyway. Tottenham notoriously struggle to sell players unless they're superstars. You know, Sonny had a nice send-off. It was a good fee for him as well. Gil and Veliz should be sold. Some of the worst business we've done. Solomon should be sold. Basuma should be sold. Devine will be sold as part of that deal with Preston. And of course we sold Keeley because he wasn't going to get in. But some of this just really isn't good enough. Tottenham have perfected the loans this summer. You know, Donnelly and Phillips flourishing at Stoke under Robbins. You got Tyrese Hall having the loan that Abbott had last season. He's gone up a level this year to Wickham. You got Vuskovic, great loan for him going out to Germany. Mikey Moore out in Scotland. It's a good test for him, even though Rangers are struggling. Obviously, Dorrington's out there with Aberdeen again. You've got Lancashire, obviously, at Oxford. You've got a Jay at Doncaster. They are doing very well. And then you've got Minhook at Pompey as well. Look, it's virtually impossible to have a 10 out of 10 window unless you're a Liverpool. I hate to say it, even an Arsenal. But based on the anger in this fan base, I'm very impressed with how this window has ended up. You know, Frank is going to get a lot out of this team. I just hope the fan base is patient with all these players, patient with Frank as well. I really believe in this project and these players, and I really think we can push on. Come on, you